Okay, this afternoon we're going to talk with Urbain, and he's going to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about how he came to live in Nipigon and some of his activities and his work history here.
Yeah, my name is Urbain Luce, and I was born in Bathurst, New Brunswick. And
You come from a very big family, Urbain?
yeah, family of 12, and I was the only survivor in our way. And we lived on a farm and that, and well, I had brothers, lots of brothers. There was 4 in the army, and how I got up here is really like when my brothers worked at Pine Portage here, and they come down home for a visit, and then they talked me into coming up here with them, And they were hiring people from Bathurst, New Brunswick, to come and work in Capit's casing in the bush. So we come up here by taxi. And then
You went from Nipigon to Capus Casey by taxi? Or from Bathurst?
From Bathurst, yeah.
From Bathurst to Capus Casey by taxi?
Wow. We didn't have to pay for that because we were going for this company.
Oh, the company was that was their transportation.
They took us in the bush, 20 miles in the bush, by snow machine, and then we didn't like the place, so we walked out 20 miles, a bunch of us, and I won't mention the guys, and there was 4 of us. We walked up to Capus Casing, and they knew Jerry Rucci here in Nipigon, the boys. So they phoned them to come and pick us up in Capus Casing. Yeah, and from there, that's how I landed in Nipigon here, and then I had no job, but I had brothers here that I could stay with anyway, and then my first job was on the drive on the Black Sturgeon River. Worked there till the drive was over.
What company would that have been, Irwin?
That's Great Lakes.
Oh, Great Lakes, okay.
Yeah. And from there, I remember when I finished the drive, I'd come out at Dorian, and I was hitchhiking to Nipigon, and this guy picked me up. It was Lagarde. No, not Lagarde. Sorry, I can't think of the name. And anyway, he drove me to Nipigon, and that's where I started. And then I worked for Jim Martin for a while on the island here, and then the plywood mill opened up. I think, I don't know what year, it was 1967, is it? It opened up, the plywood mill.
50s maybe, eh?
Yeah, that's when I got in there about 19. I started in 1968, I think, or something like that. And I worked there 32 years.
Tell us about your job at the plywood mill. What would you have done?
Well, I started as a laborer there, like setting up working on the sheets there, laying them up layer, yeah. And then Mr. Locker hired me for mechanical work, and that's where I worked all the rest till it 32 years, and then that was a long time, but it wasn't easy. And then I was a sawmill down there before I worked at the plywood mill. Yeah, I was going to say that first, but there was a tie mill at the little mill down there.
Right.
Yeah. And the Koski boys, they were running that. And Bill Hurd, he hired me there to work there. It was all handwork, like making the railroad ties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I was the canter on the sawmill, with the hook to just turn the log over. That thing didn't stop. That thing was turned over before the log, before it was time to the log to move. Yeah, it was going steady without stopping.
So when they were made, would they be shipped out on the train?
Yeah, they're loaded on the boxcars.
Oh,
yeah,
on the
and that
boxcar.
was all done by hand with I think it was typewriters that was George Casey and me, and we loaded them all by hand. There was one guy on the truck, and George Casey and I with pipe hook would lift them up on the top. Yeah, so that was before I was married, and I met this lovely girl, Irene. We got married, and I only had $300 when we got married. That's what we had. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't easy. It was okay them days, but yeah. And then from there, I worked at the 32 years, and then millwright, and then I had to go for art surgery in 1988, open heart surgery in Toronto. And got through that all right, and went back to work for another year. And then that was it. And so, and that was it, for 1988. And after that, there was lots to do then.
But you worked all that time, but then you always had the hobbies too, because you sharpened skates or sharpened saws or something for a while.
Yeah, sharpened skate for 15 years, and then, and then some fishing. Nipigon River was a great attraction for tourists then, and then...
Well, I thought you lived on the river in the summertime.
Yeah, and then all right, yeah. There was lots. They were driving pulpwood then. In them days, there were still lots of fish with all the logs coming up. Yeah, and that was nice. All right, but from the mill we used to go fishing after work down there at the point on the river at the little island there. A few guys every morning, and then go home, have a sleep, and
So, Urbain, did you ever catch a fish, like a big fish, a surprising fish of some kind when you did a lot of fishing there?
Yeah, well, just recently I did. I caught a 15-pound rainbow in front of Thompson there one time, and then a 25-pound salmon at the mouth of the river up above Lake Helen.
So you saw the change when there was no salmon to when there was lots of salmon.
Yeah, there was lots there. Yeah. It's pretty hard to get them now. Yeah, and then if I go back a long time, my first job too was on the railroad. My son-in-law, Emil Rosentrender, he kind of helped me get that job. And I was looking after steam engine down here at the station,
CP?
Yeah.
Or CN?
CN. Yeah.
CN.
There were 3 locomotives there at night I had to look after. Make sure they were kept going, Yeah, and then, that was... And then the CN had houses in Hornpain that they had to clean the chimneys. Yeah, so me and another guy, we lived in a boxcar down there in Hornpain. Yeah, and winter time, clean chimneys, and then it wasn't easy, and wasn't very much pay either. Had to come home once in a while and do the best we could. But Irene was working too, but that helped.
When you were first married then, where did you and Irene live?
We rented a house from down there. We rented I didn't like renting houses, so it wasn't long, maybe 6 months I rented a house, and then I borrowed money to build a little house, part of the house now, right where next to Mary Owners College. There was a little lot, so we built a little house there, and it stayed there for a couple of years, and then I bought a lot where we are now from Bill Wade, the Township, Nipigon, and that was wasn't much money. It was all brush from the road. I had to get the Shalander to clear it out with his tractor and that, and then the little house we built down there, we moved it up here on this lot, and then I added on to it and all that stuff, and then
So you've been in that house a long time then.
Yeah. Since quite a while now. Yeah. Oh, well, it worked anyway. It's a little. At least it's your own home anyway. Yeah. Then we had Gloria born first, and then Arthur, and then Nene, and we got along pretty good.
Now, so Gloria still lives here.
Yeah.
Now, where does Arthur live?
Arthur lives in Vancouver. He's been there for a long time. Yeah.
And Nene lives
in Marathon.
in Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then they all got good position, and then Nene's on the highway with the plow there. We call him Nene, but he's still doing it. And well, we got a nice family. We can't say anything wrong with the family.
Did you ever travel to Vancouver?
Oh yeah, we went to Vancouver by car. Irene and I, we used a tent. Yeah. We tented to go there one year. Yeah. And then she really enjoyed that. Yeah. And then come home, we went to Niagara Falls with the trailer, and went to New Brunswick with another trailer at my home, and it was a lot of it. Well, you could do anything them days. I could go anywhere driving, but not today.
No, not today.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, tell me some of the changes you've seen in Nipigon, Urban, that you think of when you look around town.
Yeah. The change. Well, it's changed a bit, quite a bit. The government building that over there, and the hospital, and and the arena, and the municipal office. It's all that was big, and then the hospital.
But you must have seen a change in population and in.
There was lots of work in the 50s when I come here. Man, it was all bushwork and bucksaw work. Yeah, I even done that myself, and then for a while, and there was about 5 bars I got open here. I can name them all. Nipigon and Normandy and the Nash and Urbain and the Legion. Yeah, they were all busy. And there were taxis, maybe 5 or 6 taxi stands. I even drove taxi for a while. And then it was busy them days. Yeah, it was. The arena and the curling was good. I even curled for a long time with Joby and them guys when they used the wishbone.
Right.
Yeah. They used it in them days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. And then, we had plywood mill and Bonds Fields and that. That was good. And, anyways, it was, I don't know what to say now.
Well, lots of changes you've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of changes.
And then
some are good, Urban, and some are bad, and some are wishful thinking, eh? For sure.
Yeah, what else I could say now and then.
Even just on your street and down to the marina is a whole different different thing than when you, I imagine when you fished down there before, there was no great big parking lot to fish in. No, just.
Yeah.
And do you still fish?
Oh yeah, I still fish, yeah. Yeah, but not as often. But anyways, and I keep busy.
That's good. That's good. That's why you're so healthy.
Yeah.
And you're 90 now.
90? I'll be 95 December the 7th.
95 December the 7th.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.